Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Era Rahmania Kusuma and I am from the production department. Today I will be presenting on the sample and dispensing area, which is critical control environment within the clean room. This area is specifically designated for the handling of raw materials, intermediates and excipients with the main objective of ensuring product quality, product integrity and full compliance with AIC's GMP requirement. The sample and dispensing area is equipped with specialized balances, appropriate sampling tools, and effective containment systems. These controls are essential to minimize the risk of contamination, cross-contamination, and material mix-up during dispensing activities. To maintain a high level of control, access to this area is strictly limited to authorized personnel who are adequately trained and qualified. All personnel are required to wear appropriate clean room garments, and every activity carried out in this area must strictly follow approved standard operating procedures or SOPs. In this study, we focus on common personnel-related violations that may occur across various operational areas. These include issues such as non-compliance with gowning procedures, inadequate training, poor documentation practices, and failure to follow the SOPs. We also outline the corrective and preventive action or CAPA required to address these violations. The purpose of implementing effective CAPA is to maintain regulatory compliance, prevent reoccurrence of errors, and ultimately ensure consumer safety. That is all from me. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, my name is Nur Ainul Fatin binti Zainuddin. I am a sampling supervisor from Quality Control Department. Today, I will briefly present the risk assessment finding from our visit to the GMP laboratory, specifically the sampling and dispensing room. I will focus on three key risk assessment points. First risk assessment point relates to incomplete environmental monitoring records in the sampling area. According to PICS GMP requirement, sampling activities must be performed under controlled environmental conditions. Missing or incomplete environmental monitoring records reduce our ability to demonstrate that the area constantly meet the required standards. While this issue does not indicate immediate product contamination, it poses a moderate risk due to reduced assurance of environmental control and regulatory compliance. Therefore, this risk was classified as major, and corrective action is required to ensure monitoring records are complete and regularly reviewed. Next risk assessment point concerns the dispensing balance not being clean between different material dispensing activities. This observation presents a direct contamination risk as residues from previously dispensed materials may carry over into subsequent materials. Such cross-contamination can negatively affect product quality and potentially patient safety. Due to its direct impact on materials handled in the lab, this issue was also classified as a major risk, highlighting the need for strict adherence to cleaning procedures and proper documentation. Finally, the risk assessment involved the lack of clear segregation during sampling of different raw materials. This represents the highest risk among the 3 points, as inadequate segregation can lead to mix-ups or cross-contamination of raw materials. Since raw materials are the starting point of the manufacturing process, any error at this stage can have a significant downstream impact on product quality and patient safety. For this reason, this issue was assessed with high severity and categorized as a major risk requiring prompt corrective and preventive actions. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul Izzatul Aisyah. I'm a QA official from Quality Assurance Department. Now I want to propose the CAPA PAN. The first non-conformance is related to missing record for environmental monitoring in the sampling area. The root cause was inconsistent documentation and unclear assignment of responsibilities. As immediate corrective action, all missing records were complete where possible and remonitoring of the sampling area was performed. For long term, the environmental monitoring SOP was revised to clearly define documentation requirements and responsibilities. The QA manager is responsible for this action, with a target completion date of 2 weeks. Effective is verified through QA review and audit record, and the status is currently in progress. The second non-conformance involved failure to clean the dispensing balance between different materials. This occurred due to system weakness and lack of integration of cleaning time into the production schedule. Immediate action was taken by stopping the use of the balance and performing throughout cleaning before reuse. For long term, the SOP was updated to specify mandatory cleaning between materials. The production supervisor is responsible, with immediate action complete within 24 hours. Effectiveness is verified through cleaning logbook review and QA inspection, showing full compliance of over 3 months. The status remains open. And the last is related to sampling activities performed without clear segregation. The root cause was an inadequate sampling, both design and the absence of specific time of segregation rules in the SOP. As an immediate containment action, sampling of multiple material was stopped and the area was cleaned. Long-term action include installing physical barriers or airlocks, revising the sampling SOP and returning all QC staff. The QC manager is responsible with a target completion date of 1 month. Effectiveness will be confirmed by ensuring the issue does not recur after a set monitoring period, and the status is currently open.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Patricia Binti Sahrom. I am the Facility and Layout Designer from Engineering Department. This is the audit result of the personnel flow in the sampling and dispensing area. So we will look for the red arrow, which is the personnel flow to dispensing room, and the purple arrow is the personnel flow to sampling room. Okay, so the personnel will enter the facility through designated entry points, and they will proceed to the appropriate male or female changing rooms for gowning before entering the control areas. So after we have done with gowning, the movement is restricted to defined corridors, which means we will ensure that the personnel do not pass through raw material storage or staging areas. So the access to the sampling area is limited to authorized QC or sampling personnel, which is the sampling supervisor. Okay, so while dispensing activities are performed by trained dispensing staff. So the personnel movement is unidirectional, which means only one flow with a clear entry and exit routes. So this will reduce the risk of mix-up and maintaining the cleanliness classification of the area. So this will control personnel flow, supports to produce product quality and operator safety, and also for regular compliance. Next is the material flow. So we will focus on the green arrow and also the orange arrow. So the green is the material flow to dispensing room, while the orange arrow is the material flow to sampling room. So material flow is also unidirectional, means that it's only one flow, starting from the receiving and raw material storage, followed by sampling, dispensing, and transfer to the intermediate dispense material room. So the material transfer between rooms or different cleanliness grades is carried out via pass box, which is to prevent cross-contamination and unnecessary personnel movement. Lastly is the equipment flow, which is for the dirty or used material. So we will focus also on the dark blue arrow and light blue arrow. So the dark blue is the equipment flow from dispensing room, while the light blue arrow is for the equipment flow from sampling room. So the equipment used in the sampling area will be transferred as dirty equipment is directly to the washing room for cleaning and drying before use. Same goes to the sampling room, which the material used in the sampling area will be moved to the washing room also.
So hi, I'm Padawia. So I'm as QA auditor from QA department. So today I'll be giving the observation that from GMP compliance area that we've observed, and from our observation we can conclude that the GMP compliance area has followed the GMP standard, which is from its material of walls, ceilings, and also floor. They're using a non-porous, easy to clean material, and also there's no crack or joint between the seal. And for the flow, for both area, they are using unidirectional flow for the movement of personnel and also material, which is to reduce the risk of mix-up and contamination. Plus, for the ventilation, they actually use a HEPA filter system which is from clean air to less clean air that help to prevent the contamination. And the location for sampling and also dispensing are located different and also separate from other areas to avoid any mix-up during the production. In a nutshell, I can conclude that these areas actually follow the GMP standard, but there's a few add-up or suggestion that I can give. For example, they can make a regular audit for the area and also environmental monitoring, especially for the air quality and also system performance, to ensure that all the equipment and system are validated and also calibrate properly.